Hello, world. What's up? Welcome to Build. I'm your host, Matt Forte. We are here live at the Build Studio in New York City. Check it out. With 7 million subscribers, give or take, across YouTube alone, and the recent recipients of the 2019 Teen Choice Award for Choice YouTuber, our next guests have cultivated quite the following. And all they had to do was spend a bunch of terrifying nights in some of the scariest, most dangerous places they could possibly find. They make a ton of other videos. It's just those seem to be the ones you guys really watch. Their original Snapchat docuseries, Stranded with Sam and Colby, is set to premiere this fall. Guys, Sam and Colby are here. How about that? You guys excited? Are you guys excited? All right. That was an appropriate amount of noise. Thank you for that. Guys, welcome. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Congrats on everything you got going on, the docuseries, the Teen Choice win, which is huge, everything, like a really great time for you guys right now. And we were just talking, this is your first time doing press in New York, right?
Yeah, first time.
Welcome.
Yeah, first time being tickled on TV, too.
I was going to ask about that. Did you guys see that? They were on 5... well... I mean, that's how we kind of end interviews here. I think they're stealing that from us. I tend to... No, nobody does that. I don't know where that came
We got to run.
We got to go find the door really quick.
We line everybody up. We do that. That's a New York thing. Everybody at the end of an interview, you get tickled. I thought you knew that.
Oh, first timers. So we got to go.
That's why the room is packed. Everybody knew that we were doing a tickle meet and greet after.
No one told us.
Yeah,
there are awkward
us.
laughs all throughout this room.
It's like,
Nobody's getting tickled. You guys, this is a safe, tickle-free zone. You are totally fine. Tickling aside, how's it going? How's life right now? How are you guys doing? What's up?
Tickling aside, yeah. Other than that part of our lives,
what about that?
everything else, no, it's been amazing. Especially this last couple of months have been just incredible. Like a bunch of very cool successes on our end, and YouTube, and like everyone is supporting us. It's amazing.
Yeah, that Teen Choice one, that's kind of a huge deal. I think it was your pinned tweet. You guys were like, we thought it was a joke.
Yeah, okay, so like... The second time we were ever on TV. So second time we got tickled. First time, first time we thought it was a joke that we won the Teen Choice Award. So great, love our lives. But basically they didn't like tell us that they were gonna like hand us a surfboard. They just kind of did. Like we like assumed that everybody that was nominated would get to like hold just like a fake surfboard and be like, hey, like whatever, take some pictures. Like we had no idea. And so when they did it and they were just like, here, hold this. It was more like. We were just like, oh, okay, we're just going to take a picture with it, maybe like answer some questions for the interview, and that's it. And so we had no idea until the weigh-in, like,
and then like
caught it.
Last second, we were just like, okay, so that was a joke, right? And the whole lady was like, no, you actually won. And then we're like, oh, hey, that's good.
Do you then have to carry around the surfboard for the rest of the day?
Yeah, we actually took it to the beach.
Yeah, we just like ran off the stage for, like, to the beach.
This is your problem now. You have to carry this. Congratulations.
Sucks for you. Here you go.
No, but that's like a really cool win because, I mean, it means your fans showed up for you, basically, which is always a great feeling and has to be a really cool thing to kind of have that affirmation, especially in that category that everybody showed up.
100%. Yeah, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think we were the least subscribed YouTube channel nominated. So the fact that we were the least subscribed, but then like our fans were like the strongest there.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Really cool thing. Were you guys ever, because you took a quick couple of week break back in spring after that really scary thing in the cave, and like when you were taking that break and you were kind of reassessing how to come back and formulate 2.0, were you ever nervous that some of that excitement might die down, that you would lose some of that momentum? Like, were you afraid to stop because you knew you had such strong fans?
Yeah, definitely. That was like a fear in our mind, but we also have our personal channels where we post like every single week. Yeah. And so we were kind of able to like keep the hype up a little bit because we were posting, you know, like it would have been different if we just like went completely black on everything for like so long, but we did for a while. But
yeah. Well, I think that was it was only 3 weeks, but like that was the longest we've ever gone without posting anything.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Is that so it's actually harder for you to not post? Because I was like, all right, they've got the primary channel, you've got your individual channels, and you're constantly keeping those things active. Like, do you feel a pressure, like, oh, I got to post today? Or is it now just like a muscle response? Like, oh, it's just something you do?
It's definitely difficult, but ever since day one, we've preached that consistency is key, and like that's I think what we attest like most of our success is like ever since day one, we've always posted, no matter what. We'll like never try to miss anything. So yeah, taking the break off was like super weird, honestly, but kind of scary just because we're like, oh, what if everyone leaves us? Like we don't know.
Let's go back to the beginning just for a second. I know you guys talked about it a million times. You met in Bandcamp. You started on Vine. Moment of silence for Vine. There we are. Okay. But do you remember like the moment you clicked, like the first thing you made a video on, the first thing you bonded over, like when you knew, oh, we could be creative together, like this works on multiple levels?
I don't know. I think it was before that, honestly, that we like just knew that we were like really cool friends or whatever. Like in high school, like we met in band camp.
Yeah.
Our parents made us do band.
What'd you guys play?
I play clarinet.
Clarinet?
Yeah, I played saxophone.
Saxophone.
So we like became like really close friends there, and so we kind of knew like, we could do anything together, if that makes sense.
Really interesting thing, though, our very first video I think we ever put on YouTube was not even on our channel, and we don't really talk about this, but in the mall, which is where we like hung out every single week, just me and him. Our first video was we rounded up like 50 people in the mall, like over the course of a couple hours, and then did like a Harlem Shake video, like flash mob type of thing in the middle of like the food court, and like that's somewhere out in the internet. I don't know where it is, but that was our very first video ever.
Harlem Shake flash mob in the mall dates the hell out of that bit. Like, exactly when in time that was.
Like 6 years ago or something.
Those are like coordinates. Like, you could tell exactly where that was. That's pretty amazing. When you guys had to make the jump from Vine to YouTube, not a lot of people were able to do that successfully. It's certainly not at the level that you guys have. Was that something you were nervous about when that time was coming? How on the inside were you? How much did you know that Vine would be ending at some point?
Well, yeah, we knew like every single creator like knew that it was like coming to an end. And I think a lot of the audience like knew that as well.
It wasn't a secret.
Right. So when we started posting Vines in the first place, we were already posting YouTube videos like every single week, and we like you just said, like weren't stopping every single week. So it wasn't like we were afraid that we might die out. It was more just like, how are we going to like move our entire audience over there? Because like at the time when it died, we had like 1.6 million people on Vine, but we only had like what, 300,000 on YouTube.
I think it was like 100,000. Yeah,
100,000. Like, so we were like super, I don't know, worried about moving all of that.
Well, totally, and because that's 100,000 is nothing to be like. That's like a cool thing to have.
Right,
but when you have 1 million sitting over here, it's like, how do I get that to go over?
Exactly.
And all we knew was Vine. So like every single day, like our minds were on how to make Vines. And so switching over to the YouTube platform, we're like, this is new to us. Like we're not that successful at it. And honestly, like we didn't really enjoy it that much. We loved like the 6-second comedy stuff we did on Vine, but when we'd go over to our YouTube channel and just do sit-down challenges or like scripted videos and stuff, we're like, this kind of sucks. So it wasn't until we started doing the things that we would do off camera, which was like exploring abandoned places, that we actually started like finding success and finding like happiness, I guess, back in social media.
Well, I was trying to find like the first, because you can, that whole thing sort by old, and I was like, where's the first exploration video? Like, when did you guys find that was it? And I was trying to place it, and it was somewhere between, like, there was a mall that you were in overnight at one point, and then I think you used a Ouija board and something else like later that month, and it seemed like that started to be when it started taking off.
Yeah, so if you count like the mall, which we didn't really say like that was like overnight, that was just kind of, or abandoned, that was just kind of like where we stayed overnight. Like
stayed overnight, yeah.
Yeah, which is a whole nother thing. But I think the first time we ever tried it was this place called Devil's Dam, or like Devil's Gate Bridge or something like that, right? Yeah. Where like we were running out of ideas, and again, we didn't really like what we were posting on YouTube, so we were just like, you know what, we used to always go explore the same like warehouse in Kansas, like before we even like did social media. Why not like try to like film us exploring like something else like super haunted, like just for fun, and see how it does? And then like got like a super positive response from like our audience, and so we were like, heck yeah, we feel like it was more genuine because we were having fun. And so everybody wanted to see that.
That's so funny to hear, because part of me is like, you guys were trying a lot of stuff to make it work, and I wonder if you were bummed when the audience responded to the most dangerous, scariest thing that you guys did.
Like, oh man, we have to do more of this? Shoot.
Especially when like all these other people can just sit down in their living room and make a video, and now we have to travel across the world to the scariest place in the world. It's like, okay, cool.
People are like, here's my response to The Bachelor, and you guys are like, well, 8 people died in this building, and we're going to stay here tonight. It's like, that's your niche.
No.
That's where you guys got to hang out. And I was like, that must
Lucky
be a
us.
real bummer when you're like, oh no, this is the thing. But no, but it sounds like actually you love doing that stuff. Like in a way, it's what you were doing kind of as fun. You were exploring and
Yeah,
whatnot.
definitely like really, really fun for us. One of the first times we really realized like, hey, this is awesome was like probably the 5th exploration video we went in. We went to like a hospital in LA, and for probably like 3 hours we were like, dodging security,
Oh,
running in and
yeah.
out of like neighborhoods and
Terrifying.
in and out of these like hospitals, and then like a security car was waiting by our car, and like we had to wait them out and try to get around them, and like it was just crazy, like hours and hours and hours of adrenaline.
It was
Like,
adrenaline
this is
rush.
amazing.
Yeah, that's what it was.
How long did you have to wait for that car to leave? The security car. Do you
I
remember?
think what we ended up doing was we waited like an hour, and we were behind this fence, right? And we could see that the security car was like obviously like next to the entrance. So we kept like watching it, like making sure, like, and he kept like shining lights, and like we were like, oh no, he's just gonna wait until we like finally leave. And so what we did was we ran like down the fence line and hopped it like in another direction, then called an Uber to our car, which was like only like a 30-second Uber. So they were like, what? And that way we were able to like act like we were just like arriving in another car like to that building, and then the security had no idea it was us.
The lady was so confused in the Uber. She's like, "You want me to drop you down the street?" And we're like,
She's like,
"Yeah, right next,
just right next to that
one
car."
with the cop car next to it." We're like, "Yeah, that one."
Yeah.
We're not criminals, I swear.
Don't ask questions,
Right
just
next
do
to the
it.
abandoned hospital.
Guys, that is freaking brilliant. The Uber to the parked car is one of the greatest ideas I've ever heard. That's amazing. Do you remember the moment? Like, when did it flip on YouTube? When did that switch flip and you were like, okay, this isn't just something we do for fun. We could do this professionally now. We could have merch. We could do all these different things. When did it seem like more, like, when did you realize people were tuning in?
That's a good question, because like we said, we started on Vine for a long, long time. So we kind of already knew, yeah, that we had an audience and that we could monetize it like during the Vine days. Yeah. But I guess when we just started exploring, especially like a couple years ago, and it started like the views started really picking up, that's like kind of when we like figured out we can make a brand out of this and like, I don't know, sell merch and stuff like that. Like there's a whole thing after that.
What has I get a chance to talk to a lot of different people that like have like haunted exploration shows and travel the world and do all these sort of things. And one of the questions I love to ask is just like, having exposed yourself to these scary situations that some people can only tolerate just by watching your video, what does that do for how you guys process and experience fear in general outside of those scenarios? Are you still afraid of other things? Scared of like bees? I don't know. Like what is it? No. Heights? What the hell is it if you can handle what's going on in front of you when you're
so it's funny you say that, because we have a lot of comments where like people are just like, why didn't you go down that creepy hallway and do the door to the left? And we're just like,
you go.
You go. Yeah. If you like, you're behind the computer screen. Like we're in there like in real life. So it's definitely like since we've been doing it for so long, something that we've like grown like kind of numb to. I think like abandoned places don't freak us out, but I don't really know. I don't really get scared like whenever we film. It depends on the place though.
And in other like walks of life too. Like we were just having this conversation, I think 2 nights ago, that we wouldn't have near as much confidence as we do if we haven't had to run from cops like every week for the last 2 years. You know, it changes you.
It does.
Cops changes you. What about like paranormal and ghosts and stuff like that? Were you guys always into that, or is that something that you became more fascinated with as you were doing these explorations? And these
Yeah, so definitely more fascinated, but so the warehouse that we used to go to in Kansas all the time, that was supposedly haunted. And so I was probably like 10 years old with like my older brother going to like the haunted warehouse like every single weekend. Yeah. So it was definitely when I was like super young. And then, when we like met in high school, like we went all the time before we even started filming. So it's just something we have always been like accustomed to, especially when we started exploring and like going across like the United States to like all the scariest places.
But the paranormal side is actually pretty recent. So we've been, like you said, exploring since we were like 10 to 13 years old or whatever like that. But as we started going to these more and more creepy places, we started realizing they were haunted. And we're like, oh, actually, this is like super fascinating. We started doing that full time. Like we used to only just explore for the sake of like seeing a new place, but now we're like exploring
to ghost hunt. Yeah,
you're trying to find it. Yeah. So do you find like you believe more in? And I'm not trying to like put you on the spot of like, do you believe in ghosts or not? I mean, like I kind of don't, honestly. But like watching your videos, they're objectively scary. You're in scary situations, and I love watching ghost TV shows. I'm waiting to be convinced. That's where I'm at. Did you guys like? Do you find after doing this stuff, you believe more in like bad energy and ghosts and stuff like that now?
Yeah,
that's where we started too. We didn't not believe whatsoever, and that's why we did it. We're like, we don't think it's like real, like let's go for it. And time and time again we get more and more convinced, so it's almost like proving ourselves wrong, like week in and week out.
Definitely. Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit this docu-series with Snapchat, man. What are you able to do? What is this partnership, this series with Snapchat? What does this allow you guys to do that maybe you couldn't do before, that you couldn't do on your personal channel? Like, why are you excited that you got the docu-series on Snapchat?
First of all, it's like our first, first project outside of YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool
That's a
too.
cool thing, yeah.
Also, completely different audience as well. Like we, I don't think we've ever really posted exploration
Never.
stuff on our Snapchat. Maybe just like quick clips and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, being exposed to that whole like Snapchat original audience will be like amazing in itself. But yeah, we got to, because we had like a team helping us with this like Snapchat show, like they were able to like really, really dive deep with this research, give us like a ton of backstory on it, and like let us go to places that we probably would never have gone just by ourselves because we had, an aid of a whole team.
Yeah.
So.
What's the research look like? What were you guys? Were you kind of like handed like a homework? Like here, read this
Kind
book
of.
before you go.
Yeah, I don't know how much we can say about the
Okay, yeah, I
actual
don't wanna spoil
show,
the
but
show, yeah.
like, yeah, basically they were like, okay, this is the most horrifying place in the world for this reason, and like this is your dangers, and you have to sign this horrifying waiver because you actually might die. And we're like, oh god,
Cool.
I don't know if I'm about this.
And we can't say it's called Stranded. So if that like gives you any hint of what happens.
And it was named after we went there, if that gives you any other.
Well, you guys are here now to talk about it, so at least I know you lived. That's clear.
Yeah, but we're scarred for life.
Well, yeah, did you guys learn? I mean, here we are in the midst of 2.0. Did you learn anything from that experience that you're going to bring with you to 3.0 if that ever comes? Like,
I see, we keep doing stupid things, I feel like. Like, every single time there's, like, a 2.0 or, like, something happens, like, we're just like, oh, yeah, let's keep doing it.
Like you
Or
said,
whatever.
with having this niche, it's like, oh, okay, the more crazy, more stupid we are, the more popular it is. So it's like, catch-22. Do we put ourselves in these life and danger?
But we enjoy doing it, too. It's not like we're just, like, view hungry. Like, oh, we got to do these crazy things to get the views. Like,
yeah,
it's,
there's a line you guys have to straddle, and I think you do it pretty well,
Yeah.
especially more recently, of just, like, playing with fire in a way. Like, kind of like, you're enjoying doing it, but you can't be irresponsible. You don't want people to go out and follow in your footsteps and have them get hurt. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff that you guys kind of have to balance in order to be in this zone that you're in, and I think you do a pretty good job of that. And so the show is the Snapchat show. That's this fall. Do we have a date, or are we just saying fall? It's okay. I don't want to
Hopefully Halloween time.
Okay, yeah, it makes
Hopefully,
sense. Yeah,
but we can't say for certain.
yeah, we don't know yet.
I'm gonna go to audience Q&A in just a second, but I had one question that I had to ask as I was doing my research going through. Where the hell did Samantha and Colleen come from?
Oh, my God.
What the hell is
That's
the
like part of,
origin
like,
of that?
There's a few things that we've done in our social media career that, like, haunt us. Like, and that's definitely one of them. Yeah.
I'm shocked you brought that. I've blocked that part out in my mind.
I saw how far back it was. I was like, oh, they're gonna love talking about this. Let me bring that up. No, I was just like, what? Where? You were anything to not be in a scary place. Where did it come from? Where did the characters come from?
I think it was it was during the time that we didn't really know what the
Didn't know
heck
what
we
to
were
do.
doing, like on YouTube.
I just felt like-
And so we were just like, you know what? Let's dress like girls. And be crazy.
Seem to be entertained by that, right? Let's do that. Let's give that a shot.
Well, right around like the 20,000 follower mark on Vine, so probably within the first like 2 months we started Vine, we started doing Vines, like guy girl, and like for some reason, Colby only bought a blonde wig, so I was always the girl,
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know
and
why.
so we named that character Samantha, and then over the course of like a couple of years, like we both had to play girls, and we just decided to take those two characters and just kind of bring them to life more and actually like give them a character, especially on YouTube where we started like actually acting them out instead of doing skits. Yeah. Horrible time.
You had said that was one of those ideas where you were like kind of trying to figure out what to do. Were there ever ideas where you were, obviously Samantha and Colleen made it through, but were there ideas that you were like, that's stupid as hell. We shouldn't do that. Like, what was the dumbest idea that you didn't do? And now I want you to tell the
all
world.
dumb ideas,
You
though.
posted all of them? You did.
Oh,
Like, that's not going to work.
well, we tried something for like about a week on Vine. It was called Public Disturbance Week, and we do a
Yes.
lot of stupid stuff, but this was like to the point of causing havoc in the public and actually annoying people, and we immediately got banned from our public mall permanently for our entire life, like within a week, and we're like, we cannot continue doing this. We got to decide something else besides disturbing the peace.
Probably for the better in the long run. I gotta go. I want to make sure we have time for all the audience questions, but you guys are cool as shit. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah,
and
thanks
talking
for
and saying
having
all
us.
this
Thank
stuff.
you.
I'm really excited for all the things you got going on. Congratulations, honestly, for the fullest. All right, here, first one's coming at us from Twitter. This is at Goofball143. What a fun little name. What is? No, I mean it. All right, that's fun. Goofball143. What is the craziest fan experience you've had? Goofball143. Hoping it's not with them. What?
Didn't we just talk about this like 2 nights ago?
We talked about, okay, so we've had a lot, right?
Yeah.
But there's this specific one we just talked about a couple nights ago. We were just like, I can't remember where it was. I think we might have been in New Orleans, but I might be wrong.
Oh,
And after our show,
or Texas.
or Texas, one of the two, right? But
Rex. That feels like where it would happen.
Right.
Either one of those places, ripe for a good time.
so we're in our hotel, and there was like a 7-Eleven like a mile away from us. We're in like the middle of the city, and we're walking, and there's this like car like slowly following us, and I'm just like, Sam, do you like see this? And he's just like, yeah. And so we kind of like, pick up the pace a little bit. We're like, oh, okay, there's like a car following us, and it starts like picking up the pace too, and then we like take a turn, and it takes that turn, and eventually we get to 7-Eleven, and I'm like trying to buy like Ben and Jerry's ice cream or something, and like I just turn to my right, and it's like somebody's like standing right there, like Sarah Colby. We're like, where'd you find us? She's like, I followed you to the 7-Eleven from your hotel, and I was like, we didn't even see you like at our hotel. And so yeah.
And then what the scarier part was is she wouldn't let us leave. Like we like sat there for probably 45 minutes, an hour.
Yeah, just like
because
talking.
She
being
was
nice.
like, I have a friend from out of town. She's coming right now. You have to stay here. And we're like, we gotta go. Like it's 1 a.m. in a 7-Eleven, like randomly, like we gotta go back to the hotel. And she's like, wait.
She's like, you can't leave.
At least
I've waited
FaceTime.
so long. You can't leave. Like, she's coming right now. We were like, oh, God, no. I think we ended up staying for that other friend, too. I'm pretty sure.
You guys are way too nice, and also feared for your life. Have you? What would you say you felt more unsafe in that moment or in the cave? When did you? What was more?
Oh.
What was less safe?
What was
It's a
less
toss-up, honestly.
Coin flip.
Like,
Awesome. Nice diplomatic answer.
Both.
How do I got at least 3 in the room? Perfect. All right, let's go. Microphones. First one. You're pointing over there. Do it up.
Hi.
What's up?
Hi, Sam and Colby. My question is, so like, are you guys planning on exploring here? Because I remember last time you guys were like in an abandoned hospital in New York State. And also another quick question, are you guys planning any meetups here soon?
Ooh, good questions. Yeah, so last trip we came here, we did our exploring, but I think this time it's just going to be like press stuff and just like, yeah, going to meetings and stuff.
We might come back to New York because everyone always says there's amazing places in New York, and like especially just East Coast in general because everything's kind of old here, I think. But yeah, definitely every time we come here, we try to do as much like meetup and stuff as we can. But
And there will be in the future for sure. Like,
yeah, I don't think we're doing abandoned stuff as of right now. If you know.
But the door is always open. 2 more. Next one is right over there.
Hey, hi, how are you guys doing?
what's going on?
I sure.
What is your excuse me, what is your advice for people trying to start YouTube?
Oh, we get this question a lot. And I think the biggest piece of advice I can give is just being genuine. Especially like there's a lot of people that are just like, oh, like people are getting like fame, success, whatever on YouTube, and they're like, let me do YouTube so I can get that too or whatever. And if you do that, I think it's just super fake and like people can see through that. So as long as you're liking the content and like enjoying what you're posting, I feel like people will see that too. It's more genuine.
Yeah, an easy way to do that is how we found out about that is just do stuff that you would do with your friends. So like we lived in a house with a bunch of YouTubers, and like just the stuff we would talk about and just like joke around, and we'd just be in a group of our own friends and be very comfortable. Like people could see that we were genuinely having fun because it was our friends doing the stuff that we like to do.
Good question. And the shirt reminded me, I forgot to ask you guys, the merch, you got something going on with Hot Topic, I think I saw recently, or what's happening there? Yeah.
Yeah, so we just, there it is.
Whoa!
That's one of the shirts,
we
but
got
we
it.
released, I think, like 6 or so different shirts with Hot Topic.
Yeah, something like
and,
that.
might be releasing more, too. I don't know.
In the future.
There you go. A little exclusive. Kate, do I have any more? I got one more question. Last question. No pressure.
No pressure, yeah.
Except for all the pressure. Nah, it's all good.
Hi, I'm Chelsea.
going on?
I'm sure we would all like to know if you started filming for your international videos.
Ooh, we have not yet. But
Damn.
can we say this? Do you want to say it?
We have planned
We do have
where
planned.
it's gonna go, and it's definitely gonna be our most intense. We say that every time, but like, if you can imagine, like, it's not gonna be just hotels. It's not just gonna be
Yeah.
like
What's it
random
rhyme with?
abandoned stuff.
It rhymes with Massel. I think I just instantly gave it away. That's what it rhymes with, though. It's not a word.
I don't
That's
know
all
if
you
that
need to
gave it
know.
away. I feel like everyone in the audience was like,
Okay, good. That's all you need to know,
"What's
then.
that?"
It'll make sense soon.
All right. Yeah,
I think they
coming
gave
soon.
it enough to kind of figure out. Right? We can
Or
work
is
with
it
that.
Massel?
International Massel. Get to work, internet.
all you need
Figure
to
that
know.
out.
Yeah, you guys got this.
That's where we're going next.
We gotta wrap it up. All right, we gotta wrap it up. But first of all, thank you guys for being an awesome audience, asking great questions, and
Love
being
you guys.
generally fantastic. Thank you. Yes. You better make more noise than that for this next one, though, because I want to thank Sam and Colby right here. So do it up, guys. Thank you so much. Congrats on
Thanks for
everything,
having
Sam
us.
and
Thank you
Colby.
Thanks
so
for
everybody.
coming out.